Hey y'all, I wanted to make a little yap session video to talk about something pretty interesting that happened over the span of the last few days that's actually kind of shocked me when I first heard about it. So y'all remember that little old game called Grow a Garden, right? That was getting tens of millions upon tens of millions of players every single update about a year ago. Well, if you've been on the internet for the past couple of days, you would know that that little game called Grow a Garden is going to be getting a sequel very, very soon called Grow a Garden 2, unsurprisingly. And the reason that I'm making this video talking about Grow a Garden 2 of all things is because I just want to ask why. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we bringing this game back? Why are we making an official sequel to Grow a Garden 2? I mean, listen, Grow a Garden 2, at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, was always meant to be a cash grab. I think we can all agree on that. The point of the game was to make as much money as possible for the developers, and you know they're gonna pump out. They were gonna pump out as many updates as possible. And if the game dies, it dies. You know, the developers made their bag. They were gonna run away with the money and make something else, and try to get another game to pop off the same way that Grow a Garden did. So the developers made their bag, and they ran away with the money. And the game is kind of dead, you know. Well, it's not like completely dead. There are plenty of people still playing it. But, like, it ran its course, you know? Like, there aren't tens of millions of people showing up for every single update anymore, right? The game just kind of ran its course, and it did what it needed to do, and it was fun for a short while. But, like, it got milked dry, so... Like, I'm just confused as to what the point of making a sequel would be. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that a sequel of Grow a Garden would be a really, really popular game. I think it absolutely would. I think it absolutely would probably pop off. And it probably will get, like, at least a couple million concurrent players every update for, like, a little while. But I just don't see, like, the point of reviving Grow a Garden for like a couple of months just for it to die again, you know? I mean, it could be totally possible that Jandel just made the original Grow a Garden game to just make as much money as possible so that he can actually make like actual good games in Roblox. Kind of like what Creecraft did. Because y'all remember when Creecraft released that game called Sail for Brain Rots or whatever, where, well, you had to sail for brain rots, and, you know, it was just a typical brain rot game, where you had, like, crazy upgrades, and you made money from brain rots and whatever. It was kind of like still a brain rot, basically. You guys remember when Creecraft made that game, and his whole excuse was that he was making the game so he can get money to make actually good games that he actually wants to make? Like, maybe this is like a similar situation with Jandel, where he completely over-slapified, the original Grow a Garden game and made it pay to win so that one day he can release Grow a Garden 2 and make it an actually good game. But I just find it hard to believe that, because the thing about Jandel is that he's always been like a slop game kind of guy, you know? He's always been like the do big studios guy, right? Like where he buys a game and then he hires a team of developers to work on it, and he makes whatever games he buys as pay to win as possible, and then he milks money from all the games he buys. He milks as much money as possible from them, and then he leaves them to die. Like, that has been his whole cycle ever since day one. He did it with the Dusty Road Trip. He did it with all those two-player obby games. He did it with Grow a Garden. He did it with many, many, many different games. And he never once, like, developed, like, an actually, you know, good game. I mean, listen, if you like Grow a Garden and all that stuff, I'm absolutely not, like, clowning on you or anything. You're free to like whatever you like. But I just don't see, like, Grow a Garden 2 being anything more than just another cash grab that Jandel is going to pump out and, you know, squeeze some money out of, and that's pretty much gonna be it. I mean, I'm not, like, completely hating. I'm probably still gonna play the game, and I'm probably still gonna enjoy it for a little while, but I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know what the point of this is, and I don't know what, like, the benefit of this would be, you know? I don't know what the benefit of making Grow a Garden 2 would be. I mean, I am kind of intrigued, because, you know, Grow a Garden 1, like, Grow a Garden 1 was a game that already existed before Jandel bought it, right? It's a game that was already developed by, like, an indie developer, and then Jandel swooped in when it started getting popular and started getting, like, a couple thousand online players, and he swooped in, bought it, made it his own, blah, blah, blah. So I think the only, like, reason to make Grow a Garden 2 is so that Jandel can make, like, his own game that, you know, has like the base of what he wants to make, right? Like I think like maybe like the point of making Grow a Garden 2 is so that they can clean up the original Grow a Garden code and make like a cleaner game with like a different like, you know, base and like different like core mechanics to it that are uniquely Jandel's mechanics and uniquely Jandel's ideas. Because like I said, the original Grow a Garden already existed before Jandel bought it. So like the original core game and the original core mechanics of it were not Jandel's idea. So I'm thinking that maybe like he wants to recreate the game or like give it a remaster to like, you know, truly make the game his own. But like, again, I just don't know. It still is kind of an intriguing game to me though, and like I said, I'll definitely be giving it a try. But I think what's most intriguing about it to me is the fact that if you watch the trailer, which I will be linking down in the description below if you guys want to watch it for yourself, if you watch the trailer, you will notice that the game is slightly different in its core mechanics than the original Grow a Garden. Because the original Grow a Garden was just about like gardening and like, you know, keeping your eyes on the like ever-changing stock and like participating in the live events for special prizes and whatnot. That was like the core gimmick of the original Grow a Garden. But in this new Grow a Garden, it looks like they're going to be putting a bigger emphasis on the whole stealing mechanic from Grow a Garden 1. Because you guys remember in Grow a Garden 1 how you could like come up to like a dude's plot or something and like, you know, pay like a small amount of Robux to like steal one of their fruits or whatever. Well, in Grow a Garden 2, it seems like there's going to be a lot bigger of an emphasis on like stealing fruits and stuff. And it looks like it's potentially even going to be free. Like it looks like potentially you're going to be able to steal fruits for free from people. And like, you know, you're actually going to need to like defend your base against the thieves and whatnot. Like you're actually going to have to like build the defenses and walls and whatnot to prevent people from stealing your shit. And I think that that's quite an interesting mechanic. I usually don't like these steal a brain rot type games where people can just like steal your shit. I think it's a very frustrating mechanic. But I don't know, it kind of looks interesting in Grow a Garden 2, because like in Grow a Garden 2 you'll actually be able to like defend yourself and like strategize a little bit and you know, have like methods to keep people out of your garden and stuff. So it does seem a little bit interesting and a little bit different in Grow a Garden 1, but like I said, my main concern is that like, will there actually be enough differences between Grow a Garden 1 and Grow a Garden 2 to like justify a sequel, right? Like, will the developers, like, actually learn from their mistakes in Grow a Garden 1 and make Grow a Garden 2, like, a little bit less cancerous of a game? You know, will they make better events in Grow a Garden 2? You know, will they fix, like, all the things people complain about in Grow a Garden 1? And, you know, outside of just fixing and adding things that people want in Grow a Garden 1, will Grow a Garden 2 actually have, like, actual substantial changes from Grow a Garden 1 to justify it being a sequel? Like, that's just really my main concern. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, you guys can let me know what you think about this whole Grow a Garden 2 situation down in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you indifferent about it? Because a lot of the people that I've seen talking about Grow a Garden 2 seem to not be very fond of it. So I wonder if that's the general consensus with all of y'all. Personally, I'm just kind of indifferent to it. I mean, I'll play it. I probably won't enjoy it, but I'll give it a try at least. But yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see what the game is like. That's really my verdict there. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think. And with that being said, I'll see you later. Goodbye.